Alright, it's time for another team battle, Xin Zhao. Honestly, it's the second one. Most of them were ranked games. Anyhow, which one? I'm doing the same thing I've been doing for the other champions, and which is to explain why the champion Push 2 is in this certain sort of state of balance right now, rather than actually commentate the video. So, Xin Zhao. People know that I play a lot of Xin Zhao, or whenever he's strong, I spam the crap out of him, and other times I use him on occasion. And I like Xin Zhao. He was one of my first favorite champions. The whole manliness and being able just to duke it out with somebody and annihilate them. But why is he falling out of favor again? Why does he constantly go in favor and get out of favor? Now, the thing with play at Xin Zhao is this: he comes into play usually when he gets buffed. It usually means that his numbers are a little too dumb for him to exist. Xin Zhao suffers from the problem of his kit being way too simple to balance. I mean, there's a lot of balance philosophies in many games. Overloaded kits being stupid to balance because they just have too many widgets and stuff, aka Aurelia and Shaco. Very overly simplistic kits becoming way too too stupid to balance because if you have one aspect that's too strong, that one aspect could become game breaking. This is Xin Zhao and Master Yi with the resets, and I guess Katarina at some point. But yeah, so Xin Zhao's kit is too hard to balance because it's so simplistic that you turn the wrong knob and he'll become stupid, and it's happened a lot. Oh, Riot decides to give him a lot of damage on his Q. Holy crap, he kills everybody. Riot decides to make fix the cooldowns on all his abilities. Holy crap, he just kind of annihilates everybody again. Riot decides to give him a lot of tankiness with his ultimate, and he ends up not becoming, someone you can kill or whatever. It's just one thing changes in balance, and then Xin Zhao goes all shit and haywire and crap. So his kit is just dumb. It's like there's just not it's too simplistic. You just mash the buttons and things die. It's like he's really not hard to play. I'm like, yeah, people will say, oh, Master Yi's easy to play. Master Yi is easy to grasp the concept of because you're just auto attacking and whatnot. But Master Yi is soft and delicious, and one move will get you killed really quick. Xin Zhao has some tankiness behind him, and he has some crowd control, so that makes him a little bit more forgiving. And he's an AD caster mixed with a sort of auto attacker. He's pretty damn strong when it comes to fighting people one-on-one. It's team fights where he becomes pretty goddamn useless, and I'll explain why. When he's been unbalanced, to say the first pick overpowered and all that good stuff, it's because he had too much damage in combination with his simple crowd control and pseudo initiation. He'd go in on a target and kill them really quickly, and there was nothing the enemy team could do. His damage, along with the confused amounts of crowd control that he has, was a little too much. Xin Zhao right now is in this sort of balance in which they have to try to balance his crowd control along with his damage, and that's one of his biggest strengths, of course. But damn, does it make balancing him hard. I mean, if Riot really wants to balance him, they have to draw the power out of from some of his abilities. But what can they do? His abilities are too brain dead and simple that they can't really remove something without either risking breaking him entirely, making him underpowered, or making him overpowered by the overcompensation that they do. Imagine this. You bring in Xin Zhao. Let's remove the slow from his E. Well, now because we remove the slow from his E, we can give him more damage to his Q. Perhaps that the slow on his E hurts him, but people start building him with more mobility in mind, and his Q just destroys people, and it doesn't matter that he doesn't have a slow if he just outright kills them. So that kind of fucks up. Or the loss of his slow makes him almost unusable to the point where you just can't even consider him as a pick. I mean, right now he's a weak pick, but if you remove his slow, he ends up becoming garbage pick. It's like, can't really do that. You decide to make his his E into a skill shot. Okay, so now it's a skill shot. You give it more range in order to compensate for the fact that it's no longer targeted and easy to use. But as a result, you give him so much mobility and so much survivability, he becomes a really strong engager that he doesn't have to rely on flash as much. He becomes, this really powerful ganker that doesn't care about line of sight anymore and shit like that. You can make it broken. So Riot is really kind of in a weird spot here. It's that they don't want to risk having Xin Zhao become stupidly strong again, and they can't balance his little widgets or whatever crap, so they just kind of leave him in this state. But Xin Zhao is very strong, of course. You've seen me use him when my team lacks CC and damage in the early game. He's a jungler who provides damage and crowd control for the early ganks, as in, you know, he goes up to somebody, Qs them, knocks them up, they try to escape, you go on E with them, your cooldowns are back up, so you use your abilities again. All at the same time, you're dealing a lot of damage. So your team has someone like Vladimir who doesn't have crowd control and damage early, or in Italy, Xin Zhao is a wonderful pick because he can arrive to their lane and kill the character all by himself. So yeah, he scales down as the game goes on. He's hard to itemize because he doesn't farm the jungle as well, but he can snowball and carry games definitely. And it is a viable pick, and it's not just normal picks that I'm saying. You could pick him in rank, you can win, you can pick him in almost any division. Anyways, hooray for Xin Zhao.